Just the back and forth momentum swap, and there's a big rock. Here comes Romero, but a pull counter.
There we go. We have a champion, ladies and gentlemen.
What's good, everybody? Romero17 here, and today we're going to be going over how to work the body on EA Sports UFC 5. So one key thing about working the body is that one of the changes that they made is that they have body damage affect long-term stamina during the round. Before, it was always kind of based on damage, and it kind of led to instances where you can get flash KOs off of 1 or 2 sequences, which isn't really realistic when you consider the rate of TKOs via head damage and TKOs via straight up body damage. However, body shots are meant to supplement your head damage and vice versa. If you're able to mix up your opponent well with some good combinations, that'll help you work the body accordingly. Now, I'm not going to sit here and show you guys combinations. That's not exactly what's going to help you guys learn how to work the body. Rather, I'm going to teach you guys when is the ideal moment to go and attack the body. For starters, there's moments of vulnerability where your opponent is going to be more at risk for body exchanges. One is when they're pulling. So if your opponent is pulling, right, when they are pulling, they are susceptible to the body. Once I go here and I land to my opponent's body, if you notice for the strike damage, when I time it perfectly, it's going to be able to tax his stamina significantly more and do more damage. As you can see there, from the parentheses, it goes from 13.5, but the damage I did was 32.4, and it taxes the stamina significantly more. On top of that, if you start to double up to the body, and you catch an opponent while they're pulling, you are very likely to get a knockdown off of it, or even a flash KO if they're heavy rocked off of it. So attacking your opponent when they're pulling is a really good opportunity to go to the body. When it comes to working the body in UFC 5, please remember your fighters' move levels. Even though some fighters may have similar power levels, for example, if we were to compare Gilbert Burns and Jack Della Maddalena, both of them at a 95, but Jack Della Maddalena has better move levels. That is why I was getting some body TKOs early in round 1 with JDM because of his high-level body hooks. If I'm using Dustin Poirier, my best option to really poke, well, he has a lot of good options. The lead body hook, his body cross is a really good option, body jabs, but the rear-handed strikes tend to do more damage. Either way, the higher the move level, the more that your fighter is going to be able to capitalize on vulnerability due to their expertise. For example, if I was using Conor McGregor, body straight's also a good option. The body hooks are also a great option. But I wouldn't really try to go with the lead body uppercut. I'd rather go with the rear body uppercut because it does more damage. Keep that in mind when you're opting to work your opponent's body and you maximize the amount of damage that you're able to get. One of the best opportunities for you to also attack the body is off your opponent's big whiff. If for some reason you don't feel comfortable trying to go to the head, maybe it's not going to be what you need to take them out, you can always attack the body, and that's going to sap their stamina tremendously. Another huge major tip for getting body shots. In open space, really the only time you can really get body shots in open space is, well, if your opponent's standing right in front of you and they're trying to bait you into a pull-on-pull war, and in that case, if I see my opponent do all that, then you're just going to attack the body with some body uppercuts. But if you're having a hard time trying to get your opponent in open space, one of the best times to work the body is when you get your opponent behind the black line. You guys see me do this a lot on stream. This is the ideal time to start attacking your opponent's body. If they get trapped here by the cage, right, and their back is to it, their movement is a little bit slower and they're more prone to getting trapped. One of my preferred mix-ups is lead hook, rear body hook into the lead body hook, or I can mix it up to the head. So lead, rear body, head up top. A couple other mix-ups too. Lead uppercut, cross, lead hook. There's so many mix-ups in the combo list. You really want to work what's best for you, and especially whatever's best for your character. But pinning your opponent against the cage, especially after you've been able to get their head off relatively low, that's one of the best times for you to work the body and allow yourself to get some knockdowns in the process. When it also comes to working the body, there's 3 layers that I look at. The first layer is intercept. Usually this kind of comes when I'm in step kick range and my opponent is trying to crash forward and land with strikes. One of your best options, well, it depends on your move levels. In Dustin's case, he has a level 4 body front kick. So if my opponent is trying to pressure forward, say with a 1-2, and I'm in just enough space, I'm going to be using this body front kick to not only establish space, but this is going to help tremendously with dealing damage to my opponent's body and sapping away at their stamina. The other way that I try to look at it is there's moments where I can try to attack in the middle of my opponent's combination. This one is a little bit risky because you're not always guaranteed to get the hits done, and that also comes down to move levels. So, right, if I'm ducking a lot against the 1-2, for example, I can always go into the lead body uppercut into the rear body uppercut, into the rear body hook, lead body hook. Those are some pretty good options. Another option I like to use, the body cross, or you can slip as well and combo that together. Those actions when you're attacking in the middle of your opponent's action, when they're trying to attack you, that saps up their stamina significantly. My members are already pretty aware of this because of UFC 4 and some of those members videos, but this helps out tremendously. Now, another phase that I also like to try to attack the body is the end phase, when they finish up their combination. Another avenue we're going to be looking at to work the body is, of course, the clinch, right? So say if I'm using Alistair over him, it'll be better for me to use my clinch knees to the body to work as opposed to trying to use his clinch body hooks. For Stipe Miocic, it'd be better off for me to use my clinch body hooks as opposed to the clinch knees to the body. Another thing that you guys probably aren't aware of is that these also scale off of your punch power stat and your kick power stat. And just to show you guys proof, remember you can always go and bring up the damage in practice mode. So I'm going to have Alistair over him. He's going to clinch, right? Throw a body hook. The maximum damage it can have there is 15.4. If I throw my rear body knee, it's 16.9. That's my possible maximum damage. What happens if I have Stipe clinch? Well, we're going to have him Stipe throw the body knee. The highest it can really go outside of capitalizing vulnerability is 15. What happens if I throw the body hook? 15.6. So the move levels matter. And depending on how you work the clinch from this position, you want to go with what you're going to be able to optimize the most. Next up, we're going to be focusing on the dominant single under position. So if I get to the dominant single under position, if you notice, Usman's short-term stamina is going to be recovering because I just denied his takedown. Which means if I really want to punish him for taking a shot on me, the best time to go is, well, attacking his head or his body off these knees. Now, I do think this position itself needs some adjustments, mainly because of all the spinning stuff with the camera. I think all you guys are aware of that, but that's not what this is about. This is about the best opportunity to try and attack the body, and that is one of your best ones off of the denied takedown. Another thing that really gets overlooked are the ground move levels. So things like ground straights, ground hooks, ground elbow, ground body straights, things are like that, they do matter, right? The amount of damage that they do and how much drain you get off of it, it's super important. So obviously the ground body hook for Usman, if you watch a couple of good streams from high level players, you can sap a lot of stamina with Usman in certain positions, especially the ground body knee is a nasty one, because he has high level moves on the ground. So a good position to work the body is side control. The ground body knees are a really good option. They add up mainly after denial. Really on the ground, if you want to work the body, the best time to do so is after you deny your opponent's transition. Because if I deny his transition, now his short-term stamina is lower, and I'll be dealing a little bit more damage. I prefer half guard. I'll let my opponent transition to half guard because I feel pretty confident with my denials there. So if somebody tries to go here and I start to attack the body, these little shots, they may not seem like much. But if my opponent is attacking me back and the short-term stamina is building, right? And then they go and try to transition. And I deny it. And now I start to attack the body. This little stuff like this, even though it doesn't seem like the craziest amount of damage, over time, as you start to work up, that body damage starts to pay off. So working here in half guard is a really good position to kind of work the long term with the body. Another solid position that you can also look to work is the back sitting position. So I'll have Leon Edwards go here. I've kind of gone away from attacking the head here. If you hold L2 and triangle, you'll be able to do this short little shot to the body. It's annoying. It's a very annoying thing. But remember, if you get a denial, and now you start to attack your opponent's body, it starts to add up. It starts to sap away at their stamina. Not only that, build a lot of grapple advantage for yourself. There's just a lot of advantages to attacking the body. The only thing with attacking the head, the GA builds up a little bit faster. That's very much it. Another really good position to work the body is going to be the sprawl position. Now you can sprawl by holding back on the left analog stick when you see your opponent's shot is coming, right? So as long as Usman actually shoots a proper shot, boom. Now we end up here in the sprawl position. Working the body here is really, really advantageous. Really, the only thing the person here on bottom can do is usually try to go to half guard. Usman, he has high level wrestling, so he can go and try to attack you going from backside, so he can reverse the position. So you have to be careful of that when it goes down to the wrestlers. Be aware though that the person on bottom in bottom sprawl as a trade-off for you standing there and attacking their body. The GA kind of automatically builds up for them, so it's not a crazy stalled out position where you get free body damage forever. It was done for a matter of balancing and whatnot. So this position right here, what you have to keep in mind if you're working the body, when you work the body here, if you notice, one of these things gray out, right? One of these get-ups gray out. That means that's not really the ideal get-up for that Usman to be going for. So if you're working the body, your opponent's probably going to look to use one of those other options. And if their GA is really high, they're probably going to escape. But the sprawl position is a really, really good quality position to try to work some body damage. So hopefully this guide helps you guys out with seeing all the different opportunities when it comes down to attacking your opponent's stamina, right? If you're able to do all of that actions, right, you know where you are, know exactly when you can work your opponent's stamina. It's going to help you guys out tremendously with punishing your opponents, right? They look to grapple you, right? You don't have to panic, right? You deny a takedown. Now here's an opportunity to attack the body, right? You don't always have to break off right away. So, from on the feet, from the clinch, from down on the ground, the whole point of this video is to help you guys just recognize where you can maximize your output and increase the likelihood of you being able to win the bout. This is a game. We're all having fun with it. We all get frustrated with it, but that's why we're here, to learn and get better together. So, Romero 17, I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. Much love and take care and have a wonderful weekend.